Hey guys, this is going to be a raw and real video. Pretty quick, just kind of like a journal. Pretend that you're kind of peering into my journal. Because this is Love Vibes Day and I want to talk about the raw and real truth about JFO's love life. Yes, my friends, I have been dating for 20 years. Technically longer than that if you really want to count. Like my first true boyfriend was at 5 years old. And if I'm 40, you do the math. Luckily, I don't look 40. But the reason why I wanted to share this is because, I'm a spiritual teacher. I bring you guys content on astrology, content on vibration. I have a very unique way I do astrology. I feel like the world needs to know it. I'm nowhere close to my mission in terms of like how many people I want to reach, how many people I want to serve. So, I've only just begun. Feels like I've been at it for 20, 30 years, but I really have. Even business too. But I digress. So JFO in this lifetime is learning love and she's learning career. And she's learning relationships out in the world. And my destiny in my birth chart is Leo in the Scorpio house. So what does that represent? Oh, and by the way, it's Leo in the Scorpio house with Gemini as my descendant, which is the relationship angle. So Gemini in my relationship angle. So I'm learning my relationship angle, the Libra angle. I'm learning Gemini communication in the relationship angle. I'm learning Leo, which is romance and feeling like a queen and luxury and the inner child and creativity and creative expression and being adored by an audience, being adored by a man and being adored by people. I'm learning that. And drama and, entertainment. That's Leo. The party, the life at the party. So I'm learning that romantic inner child creativity energy in the house of Scorpio, which is intimacy. Okay. Raw and real emotional intimacy. It's the sex sign of the zodiac. So you're merging. Okay. And then I'm learning Libra at the top of my chart, which is my career angle or my public image, public life angle, which is Libra, which is also the 7th house. Because remember, I'm learning the relationship angle, which is Libra. I'm also learning the Libra sign. Okay. So I'm learning partnership, right? Balance, harmony around partnership. And then it gets even worse. And then my pain line is where my Venus is, which is the planet of love. And it's also, and ironically, my Venus is actually on my comfort zone, right? So, and it's in Scorpio. So my pain line is in Scorpio, which is intimacy, right? Do you see the themes happening here? So I am really learning intimacy and romantic relationships in this lifetime. And let me tell you, it sucks. I am really learning it because I deeply desire it. It is what I want so badly. I've always wanted it for so long. I've always been a hopeless romantic. My sun sign is in the Pisces house, so I am a dreamer, and I want the dream. Told you, this is a raw and real video today. And yeah, and I'm just like waiting for my knight in shining armor. I even have a spreadsheet, Diary of a Dater. JFO should write a movie one day. And it all started with Adam. Adam was my first boyfriend when I was 5 years old. And we were best friends. Our parents were best friends. That's why we hung out. And then there was Neil. Neil was someone that in elementary school, hi Neil, if you're watching this, I don't think he's watching this. But I chased him. In 3rd grade, I chased him around the playground because I liked him. I had a crush on him. I chased him around the playground. And during Valentine's Day, which just happened recently, so this is the perfect time I'm doing this video. Valentine's Day in 3rd grade, our teacher said, you can create a little pillow. So it was so funny. We could write on the pillow, like, I love you, Mom. You know what I mean? And like basically send it out and it would come back and you get this pillow that said, I love you, Mom. It's like a little tiny pillow that you can give as a gift to your family member for Valentine's Day. That was like, I don't know, something we did in 3rd grade. I don't know why. But what I did was I gave that to, or like I wrote like, I love Neil or something. Like I literally like was obsessed with Neil and I chased him and he finally told the teacher that I I was chasing him. And yeah, so I was like embarrassed, obviously. And then I went to a friend's birthday party, and the birthday like thing that you got at the end, you know how you get like a little birthday bag of fun? I don't know what to call that. They gave out goldfish, like actual live fish. My mother was very annoyed. She did not want to take care of a fish bowl or whatever. But I named the fish Jenny and Neil. I'm confessing this out loud to the world. Okay, this is who I am. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I came on strong, guys. I came on real strong because, as you know, like I just mentioned, I'm learning all of that. My comfort zone is Aries energy, Sagittarius energy, bada bing, bada boom, let's get it done, Italian, JFO, Jersey, let's do it, right? That's me, okay? Hopefully one day I'll meet the man who's perfect for that energy. But I digress. The point is that there's more to this story, by the way. So I was obsessed. And then, of course, Jenny, the fish, died, and Neil survived for like 3 years. That's another funny part of it. This will all be in my sitcom one day. So, ironically, what happened was I actually forgot about Neil. I totally forgot about him. And then he came back a year later. And in 4th grade, on our Ellis Island field trip, he tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So play hard to get, people. Play hard to get. So we dated. And he protected me on the playground when I almost got in a fight with another girl on the playground. So it ended up working out. But the point of what I'm trying to say, guys, is that I have been a hot mess express when it comes to my love life. And a lot of that is because you could say it's circumstance, right? Like I've dated and dated and dated and dated. Like when I say I have done everything imaginable. Okay, so let's go through it. I've been on and off dating apps since I was 22 years old and I'm 40. Okay, right now I'm doing for Lent, I'm removing dating apps. Let's see how long I can do it. I'm already at week 2 or 3, I think. I'm doing 9 weeks. So I'm taking a break. I'm not off the market. I'm still single, but I needed a break because I was getting in a negative mindset. And this is something I want to share in this video, in this raw and real video. So basically, I've been online dating since I was 22. So that's the first thing that I've been doing on and off for 22 years, to the point where I'm going to probably create my own dating app because, I mean, there's no dating app on the market that works. It finds you signals. I can't talk. It finds you single people, but it doesn't teach you how to date. It doesn't support you in understanding what you desire. And it doesn't help two people communicate and get a relationship off the ground and then place it somewhere. You have to place a relationship somewhere. You need to complete it and say goodbye. You need to turn it into friendship, or you need to decide, okay, let's date for a month. Let's date for eternity. It needs to go somewhere. And that is not dating on dating apps now. Nope. Technology has effed up romance because you open up the doors to a connection and then it just sits there and rots away unless someone pursues. And even if someone does pursue and they decide they have an adverse reaction to that person, maybe a little tiny thing they said, there's no patience either in the dating apps. Because think about it, you're matching with a complete stranger, expecting it to be bada bing, bada boom, date one. You got to get to know someone. You know, it's not very natural, and no one has the patience for that or the understanding of that. So a lot of times people just like don't even further it along, and then it just kind of sits there in this space that we call the ghost land, where everyone just ghosts, okay? And even well-meaning people do it. I've done it because what else are you going to do? You're going to say, you're not the one I'm looking for, right? Like there's no support in that in the apps, okay? So my point is that I've done that since I was 22 to the point where I can create my own, and I'm going to create my own at some point. I have studied every love coach imaginable, okay? Specifically, Dr. Pat Allen is the one that I teach the most, but I love Matt Boggs. I've dabbled in Evan Marcatz. I've dabbled in Matt Hussey. Now I'm on to these really cool therapists, Jordan Blue and Jason Gaddis. Who else have I studied? I've studied like every love coach, every single freaking love coach. Ariel Ford. I've got the whole, Catherine Woodward Thomas, Calling in the One. I've called in the one with that book probably 10 times already. Okay, guys, I've read that book and done like assignments where I'm like, I'm going to take these years. And the funny thing is I'll watch other people, like Sunny Lenarducci had this whole podcast. I don't know if you know her. She's like the YouTube chick. I'm in one of her courses. She had this whole podcast on how she did the calling in the one and her husband came. It's like everyone just does it immediately and boom. See, I'm telling you, this is a journal right now. This is me raw and real complaining about my love life in a really strategic way to believe me, there'll be a lesson at the end of this. I digress. The point is I've done it all, okay? And I've even called in Jesus and dated Jesus for 6 months. I'm still on my holy love journey with Jesus. I invited Jesus in as a joke. I was like, I should just be a nun. And then it became a really cool journey that I went on, and I had miracles immediately. But I've even done that. And I've dated myself. I've taken breaks. You know the phrase where they say, oh, you're just wanting it too much, and you need to just let it come to you, blah, 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 right? Everyone will give you all the advice, okay? Here's the thing. I've come to a point now where I'm past that point of fear. So my whole life, it was like, oh my God, I'm not going to meet him before 40. I don't know why that's like a thing. That must be like a societal limiting belief that we place on single women. It's like, God forbid, you know what I mean? Especially single women who want to have babies. I want to have a family, So my point is that what I'm realizing is this must be something beyond me. This must be a divine, godly timing situation that is beyond me. And I have to trust, I have to have faith. So what I'm working on now in these 9 weeks, a couple of things, and this is the part where it kind of comes into like a little teaching moment here for anyone else who's like just feeling like, what the F is going on with my love life? Like, why? Oh, why is nothing working? Now, I want to make it very clear. When you're in my world and you've experienced my shoes, comparatively to someone who's been in a 10-year, 20-year marriage, and they're like, JFO, it's not really better over here. I'm about to get a divorce, right? Like, we can all, I'm sure, find a problem with our love life, even if we've had a like really long-term marriage. But I think from my perspective, my negative mindset is like, yeah, but at least you've had longevity. At least you've experienced that love. At least you were able to have children. At least you got your hands dirty and got your hands messy and got into the ring of intimacy, whether it's, good, bad, ugly, whatever, right? Now, so there's that, right? Like I just deeply desire a relationship because I've been by myself for so long that I do self so well. I'm ready to do partnership, okay? But another key component to this is that, I forgot what I was going to say. No! Okay, hold on. Let me think. Yes, that's what it was. Another key component to this is that through the process of me struggling and having this obstacle in my life, right? We all have our obstacles, right? Some people are born with no legs, okay? It's like, I can't complain, right? Life is amazing. But obviously, this is part of my destiny because it's in my chart, right? That's where the chart can really be nice because it's like, I always can go back to my chart and be like, okay, it's part of my destiny. Like, this is okay. Like, this is part of my movie script, right? But through the process of wanting it so deeply and desiring it so much, I, as a spiritual teacher, have kind of created for myself this experience where I'm really learning and asking the question, how do we do love? How do we get what we want in love? Because what do we really want? Whether you're married right now or single or whatever your situation is, what we really want is a beautiful, healthy partnership that grows in time, that gets better with age, like a fine wine, right? And there's laughter, even in the chaos, right? Like even in the disagreement, because you're going to disagree and have arguments. That's the thing. One of the things that I deeply want in my partner, in my future partnership, my future husband, I should say, the one that I'm going to do life with and have babies with, what I really want is someone that I can fight with, like through laughter. You know what I mean? Like where we can totally have conflict, but it's funny and it's fun and it's lighthearted. And then maybe sometimes we have to have a real moment where we're pissed, but we can grow from it. So it's that growth-centered, secure, healthy, like strong chemistry, strong compatibility, mission mate, right? A mission mate. I don't just want a random warm body next to me at night. I want a mission mate, someone I'm going to do my mission with, and their mission and my mission either co-align so well that we're doing our missions together, right? Or we're doing the one mission together. Like, but so you get what I'm saying, right? And so a lot of us want something so much more than just this random partner, you know? And so I have to honor that, even though it's been a struggle. As Abraham Hicks would say, I'm getting so freaking clear that the minute I align myself vibrationally and figure out my vibrational blocks, hopefully it'll be the most magical experience ever. Let's hope. Okay. So a couple of things that I'm learning in this process of these 9 weeks that I've felt this calling. It's weird. I get messages from spirit that are like, don't get off the apps, don't get off the market, stay constantly invested in your goal, right? But I'm also getting messages that are like, get off the dating app. So I get confused. But I think the message that I've learned that God is giving me is God is saying, do not give up on your goal. Do not give up on your goal. Take the actions you need for your goal. But at the same time, he's saying, let go of your goal. It's annoying. Okay. So if you're struggling in something right now, a lot of times it's this fine line balance that we need to find. So what I got from that was that I am strangling the dating apps right now because I want it so badly, and I'm so pissed at the dating apps, and I'm so pissed at the way the men are showing up in the dating apps that I'm strangling it. And by strangle it, I'm creating this really like resistant energy that's blocking me. And so I know that, as Abraham Hicks would say, I need to get off. I need to drop the topic, get off the topic, move my energy over here, and focus on my passion and my mission, which is my business and what I'm building and the vision that I have with that, right? And so that has been good for me, like shifting it. It's not easy though, because my mind will come up against that and say, but everyone else has love. Everyone else has a family. Everyone else gets to celebrate the holidays with their children and in their beautiful home with their partner, right? And that's what I want. That's what I want so deeply, So if I'm not careful, I can easily slip into, there must be something wrong with me, I'm not enough, and start comparing myself, right? Instead of recognizing, wait, this has to be a divine thing. This has to be a timing issue where God has a plan. I don't really understand it. I don't really understand why. But if I just trust that there's a plan, I stop strangling it, I soften the energy, right? And I focus on something that brings me utter joy and utter passion. And here's the thing, I'm testing everything out. So what I'm realizing is I can't do one thing forevermore. So right now I'm like, okay, for the next 9 weeks, I'm gonna do this process where I kind of cleanse myself from the dating apps, and I pour into my own passions, and I pour into my own mission, and I pour into myself. And 2 other pieces to this, I get super clear on what I really want, right? I create space for the imaginary soulmate. And by the way, I always say, everyone gets a real soulmate. I get the imaginary one. I always have to be with the imaginary one, because I listened to Abraham, and it's like, just feel into the feelings of what it would feel like if you had your soulmate. And it's like, well, why do I have to be with the freaking fake one? But the longer I'm with the imaginary soulmate, the better my soulmate's going to be, right? Because I'm cultivating, I'm molding the clay, right? Energetically. So I have more time to be with my imaginary soulmate instead of the annoying guys on the apps, right? Which is, strangling the energy, okay? And also I can get super clear on what is the block. Where is the paradigm pattern that is holding me back? And something that I'm realizing, and I was thinking about it today, was that I don't believe I can have it. Obviously. 20 years? Well, more than that. If we're going from Adam, my first boyfriend, till now, I might as well be Eve at this point. If we're going from Adam till now, that's 35 years, guys. 35 years of this annoyance where I don't have this beautiful partnership, this beautiful security, right? So of course, I'm not going to believe it's going to happen, because you know how many times I've had to believe and lose hope, believe and lose hope. It's a grief process that doesn't exist in society as, oh my God, I'm so sorry for your loss. Because it's not like anyone died, but they did. 1 million trillion first dates that never went anywhere, so many different relationships that never worked out. There's so much grief there, right? So I realized that God was saying, you don't believe in it. You don't believe that it's going to happen. So you need to get clear on why don't you believe it's going to happen? And the answer that came up for me was trust. I don't trust that it's in the cards for me. I don't. And so I have to work on in these next 9 weeks, how can I have an unwavering faith that there is a plan, that God has a plan for me, in the areas of love. So this is much longer than I wanted it to be, but I wanted to come on here, and I was starting to think about what can I do as a topic for the love vibes this week? And I was like, well, I might as well, no filter, share what I'm really dealing with, because I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are dealing with the same thing. And it's difficult when you really want something. There's a lot of people out there that could care less about marriage and could care less about having kids. And they actually, maybe their mission in their chart is to be alone. And they're like, and they could easily judge me and say, ugh, why do you even care? Let it go, But you don't let go of a deep desire, and that deep desire is contracted in my chart, right? So that's another thing. I can use my chart to support the faith that my soulmate is freaking amazing, and he's on the way to me now. And I pray that when he comes, he won't ghost me. And I pray that when he comes, he's really funny. And I pray that when he comes, he just accepts me and adores me and cherishes me and is a little bit traditional, because Jafa wants that. So let me know in the comments below what you're dealing with in the areas of love, how I can support you, and I'll catch you tomorrow.